the best way to avoid and mitigate burnout would definitely be to, again, intentional and to figure out where you are going and to realize and ask yourself the question, do I need to get there this fast? What am I gaining by pushing so hard? Now, I know a lot of us women, especially working moms who have all this on our plate and we're always juggling, we're always switching tasks. Now, here's the thing about the brain is it actually takes a lot more energy when you're switching tasks and going from one thing, because there's no such thing as multitasking. You can't do two things at once. It's actually impossible. But what it means is that you're just switching from one to another. And in that moment in between, it's like a split second between thinking of one thing and then doing the other. There's actually a moment of like nothingness, which is a waste, what I call the pause button, right? Say you're in one room and the next minute you're like, oh, I need to go downstairs to go get my glasses. And by the time you get downstairs, you're like, what am I doing here again? Like, what was I doing? That's a classic sign that you have your brain in overload. You are overloading it with so many extra stimuli and extra things. Again, the programming is not keeping up with the hardware. And the hardware is going to crash and burn and scream at you, which is your body revolting when you get tired and headaches and sickness and disease. Because what is disease? It's dis-ease. You're not living in a sense of ease. And your body will shout at you when you don't give it any paid attention or don't take care of it. Because just like your car, if you don't put enough petrol or oil and get it serviced, it'll conk and die. So unless you want that, and I come from experience, and the reason why I'm so passionate about doing what I do today is I went through that process. I celebrated my 40th birthday in burnout and breakdown because I just refused to see the signs. I was in denial. Just thought if I keep going, and I physically got ill, and I'd realized recovering from burnout is harder than avoiding it. So how can we mitigate that is by seeing the signs and realizing, and just like when you're on the highway, sometimes there's a slow down sign. Sometimes you've got to take a little bit of a back road. Sometimes you just got to fill up on the side and go get refreshments. And that's okay, because self-care is not selfish. It's like you go on an airplane, you have to put your own oxygen mask on before you help others, because if you pass out, what help are you to anyone else? So really, burnout is one of these things that's all become a buzzword, like, on the verge of burnout. But before you burn the ships and book a one-way ticket to Mexico and erase your identity, how about we put some things into place that allows you to show up with your awesomeness in the world, which means, again, seeing the signs and saying, it's okay, I need a rest. Here's one of the most powerful words you can use. Are you ready? No. No is so powerful. No, I will not bring cupcakes to the school meeting. No, I will not cater for for Christmas this year. No, I will not do that because I need time to rest. Because again, your oxygen, how else are you going to breathe? And nobody's here. And here's another thing. Busy is not a badge. Nobody actually cares when you say I'm busy. It doesn't make you important. It doesn't make you more valuable. It just makes you ready to and susceptible to burnout, because being busy is not a state of action. Busyness is when we use the word busy, it really means that we're being pulled in 100 different directions. We don't have clarity and we don't have focus. So the next time you say, I'm too busy for that, ask yourself why. Why are you too busy? Why are you not factoring in a little piece of the day, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes, to go for a walk, to have a nap, to read a book, to listen to a podcast, to do something for you? Because you can't be on go 100 miles an hour 24/7. You need that time to recoup, because listen, if God took 6 days to create the world and needed a day to rest, I reckon if he needs a day, I think I'm entitled to one too. So I always say that, remember that nobody actually cares when you say I'm so busy, and nobody actually thinks that you're more important or you're more valuable, or that is not a sign of worth. There's a difference between being busy and being productive, and you today get to choose which one that is. So I hope that's been an encouragement for you, and that you can be able to take what we've talked about today and put that into action, so you can get on the road and ride your Bugatti or your Ferrari or your Tesla or whichever your style you prefer, and get there and enjoy the journey and enjoy the ride. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe. Hit the little bell button so you'll be the first to know when we release a new episode.